All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, give me 1 second here. All right, so I'm back. So what I wanted to talk about is the situation in Venezuela. Now, here's the story though. This is my second video for this. My first one did not upload. Uh, it was not recording me the entire time, and I was highly upset. Let me check, make sure this is good. Okay, we're in business. We're in business. All right, so here's what I want to talk about. So Nicolas Maduro, all right, has been democratically and legitimately elected by the Venezuelan people, and he got 68% of the vote. All right, and then we have the Venezuelan National Assembly, which is the so-called opposition. All right, and this guy Juan Guaido, all right, he studied at George Washington University, and he's basically has appointed himself and declared himself president or interim president, and it's basically illegal and treasonous what he's doing, and and he's getting support by U.S. Warmongers and NATO allies and people who probably get a paycheck from America and are being told what to do. And it's crazy that the United Nations are not even though they're having Security Council meetings and emergency meetings and sessions and shit. Like, no, the United Nations has obviously been compromised by American imperialistic interests, and there's really nobody out there defending and advocating for true sovereignty. And it's sickening and it's disgusting. And I am disappointed with, global, foreign politics and diplomacy. It has reached an all-time low. All right, there's no professionalism. There's no, there's it's just disgraceful. Honestly, it's like we're back in the fucking Stone Age, and nobody knows how to act. Okay, so why, how did we get here today? With Mad Dog Bolton talking about and Pompeo talking about, like Venezuela's like what? Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. All right, so here's where we can begin. They tried it back in the day with Chavez in '02, didn't work. All right, and they might potentially fail this time because there's actually regional players who have best interests at heart for the Venezuelan people and the development of their country and seeing them in good times. One of those countries being Russia. All right, who's going to build their first military base in Venezuela, which they said they were going to be doing. But now you have America intervening. They obviously don't want that, even though we build hundreds of thousands of bases all around the world, right along the western border of Russia. Now, when Russia wants to build a base in our backyard in Venezuela, we're like, oh, no, 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 you can't do that. You feel me? Like, we there. We ain't letting that shit slide. Who else? China has economic interests and, and assets in Venezuela. So that's also like something to keep in mind. So Venezuela could possibly turn into the next Syria, but this time it's gonna be more chaotic because there's gonna be lots of opposing sides who have strategic interests in this same region, and someone's gonna lose and someone's gonna win. Now it's sad it has to be like that. It's like a country becomes a target whether for bad or for good, because of its resources and what it has. All right, and that's fucked up. All right, and even though that's what America was built on, it should stop. But ain't no stopping this shit, nigga. We need that fucking oil. You feel me? Venezuela has the largest oil reserves on the planet. I thought it was Saudi Arabia. I was surprised to actually find these statistics. It's actually Venezuela. And I'm a Haitian and Dominican. Venezuela has been a supporter and a partner and sympathizer of Haiti since the earthquake about 9 years ago, and has been a consistent supporter of Haiti. That's why I respect the Venezuelan government and the people. Now, when it comes to this coup that's being attempted right now, Juan Guaido should be arrested and put in prison for what he's trying to do. All right. And the United Nations, I don't even know why I'm talking about the United Nations. They obviously have no power and have no say so in whatever goes on. America obviously runs everything. So what the fuck? Like what do we need the United Nations for? They ain't getting shit done. Look at Yemen. Look at Libya. Look at Syria. Look at Lebanon. Look at the Palestine situation and the Gaza Strip. There's no United Nations. This shit's fucked beyond. It's fucked up beyond all repair. You feel me? It's fubar, snafu, situation normal, all fucked up. You feel me? This shit makes no fucking sense. And sorry for my aggressive and explicit language, but this is serious business we're talking about, people. We're talking about America, who we just got out of a 35 day government shutdown, which is a record. All right, lost about $11 billion, and we couldn't even run our own government for a whole damn month. And then we're going to tell another country how to run their own government. When the people voted for their leader that they wanted. It makes no sense. All right, so it's all because of the Chevron, Exxon, Citgo. All right, they need more oil. They need to privatize the oil so they can benefit from it for U.S. interests. All right, through this guy they appointed, Juan Guaido. All right, you got one side of the world like backing Nicolas Maduro and saying, yes, this guy was democratically elected and is the legitimate leader of the Venezuelan government, which I side with that. You feel me? And then you have another side, and this guy Emmanuel Macron in France, and he's dealing with 12 weeks of protests in his own country, and he wants to go on national television and declare Juan Guaido as a legitimate president of Venezuela. My nigga, you're in France. Your country is in turmoil right now. Everybody's getting smoked, pepper sprayed, and gas, tear gas and shit. And everybody's like, and you want to come up and talk about Venezuela. Go sit your dumb ass down somewhere. Someone needs to go give Emmanuel Macron a teddy bear and tell him go in hibernation mode for the winter, and come back when it's all settled. Because you obviously can't do shit right. I'm not going to talk too much trash about him. All right, so then you have Russia. Russia's supposed to be building their first military base in Venezuela. China has $50 billion worth of assets in Venezuela. Iran has been doing talks with Venezuela to, build economic ties together. This is in our backyard. We obviously can't let this shit happen. And I hate to say we, like I'm categorizing myself with these U.S. imperialist, warmongering scumbags, but I'm not. So all I'm saying is, even though I'm American, I don't agree with American foreign policy. All right, it's really fucked up, and it's beyond fucking understanding of what the reasons are behind it. But it's real fucking simple. It doesn't take a fifth grader could figure this shit out. It doesn't take rocket science, nuclear physics to figure out what's going on here. This is just restarting 2012 over again. We go in, we destabilize, we change the regime, we label it as bad. We have our allies and the people we pay out of our pockets because, we got the money to do it, even though we say we don't. We do. We pay everybody that's siding with America are getting paid by America or are just fucking scared and are just fucking puppets dancing like marionettes for American foreign policy, which is illegal, inhumane, and illegitimate and just disgusting and just terrible and it's just bad. All right. I could go on and on and on about this shit, but what I'm here to say is, all right, Juan Guaido should be arrested and charged for treason for trying to attempt this coup d'etat, and the United Nations needs to be reshuffled, and the fucking EU and NATO needs to be disbanded and abolished, all right, and we need to leave our hands off of Venezuela. All right, because this is just going to lead to another humanitarian crisis. All right, it's already bad enough that America are the ones who sanctioned Venezuela and blocked baby food and pharmaceuticals, basic needs to survival, in human life. They banned that. So people in Venezuela, who are against the government, blame the government, and then people who are support the government but no realize the country's problems, blame America because they know the sanctions are the reasons that have caused for extreme poverty and decline of social basic life in Venezuela. It was America's fault to begin with because America is not nobody's trying to kiss ass to America and be like, oh yeah, you can come here, take over my country, exploit us, pillage and plunder us, and take our resources and benefit from it for your oil and gas companies because we know that's your fucking gold and pride and what you need to survive. But Juan Guaido, yeah, he's willing to do that shit. But Nicolas Maduro, nah, he doesn't want to surrender his country to America. So now he's being painted as a dictator and authoritarian leader for that. All right, dictators and authoritarian regimes don't have protesters in their countries. There's a whole opposition, a whole organization of a National Assembly against the Venezuelan government, the democratically elected Nicolas Maduro. So they're obviously not an authoritarian or totalitarian regime. They're obviously a democratic country, just like fucking America, supposedly. But no, because we want that oil so bad, we go ahead and paint this terrible narrative of what we think is going on and what should be done and how shit should be ran down there. That's fucking Stone Age mentality.